The galaxy burned. The Reapers, ancient and implacable, sighed through star systems, their colossal forms blotting out suns, their indoctrination spreading like a plague. Citadel space, the heart of galactic civilization, was being torn apart. Fleets fought desperate, losing battles. Planets fell into silent, terrifying servitude, and hope was a flickering ember in the ever-deepening night. This was a cycle, repeated for millions of years, culminating in humanity's desperate last stand. But what if, amidst this apocalypse, a third, equally terrifying force emerged from the void? What if, from an unknown corner of the galaxy, a swarm of cuboid vessels, utterly alien and utterly relentless, arrived? What if the Borg Collective invaded the Mass Effect universe during the Reaper attack? The arrival, a new kind of nightmare. The first encounters were catastrophic. Initial sensor readings were confusing. The cubes were not Reaper in origin, nor were they any known xenospecies. Their energy signatures were wildly anomalous, unlike anything the galaxy had ever charted. When they first engaged a beleaguered Turian fleet attempting a retreat from Palaven's orbit, the results were horrific. Kinetic barriers, once thought impregnable, buckled under Borg's unique energy weapons. Dreadnoughts were grappled, not to be destroyed, but to be meticulously dismantled, and their crews, or what remained of them, assimilated. The screams of the Turian soldiers, amplified by their comms, were suddenly cut short, replaced by the chilling, synthesized drone. "We are the Borg. Your biological and technological distinctiveness will be added to our own. Resistance is futile." The galaxy, already reeling from the Reapers, could barely comprehend this new threat. Commanders like Admiral Hackett and General Corinthus Pavis found their tactical boards overwhelmed. Two extinction-level events were now unfolding simultaneously. The Reapers harvested life, twisting it to their will. The Borg assimilated life, absorbing it into their collective consciousness. One sought to preserve galactic order through violent cycles. The other sought perfection through forced unification. Both were horrifying, and now they were on a collision course. The clash of absolutes, Borg versus Reapers. The inevitable confrontation between the Borg and the Reapers was not a conventional war. It was a collision of philosophical absolutes. The Reapers, with their ancient, cyclical purpose of harvesting advanced civilizations, found the Borg to be an unprecedented anomaly. Indoctrination, their primary weapon of control, proved maddeningly ineffective against the collective. Borg drones, lacking individual thought and already part of a vast hive mind, were immune to the whispers and mind-bending horrors that shattered the wills of even the strongest organics. A Reaper's attempt to direct indoctrination simply bounced off collective, causing momentary surges of data that were instantly analyzed and adapted to. Conversely, the Borg faced an entity that defied easy assimilation. A Reaper was not a starship or a biological entity in the conventional sense. It was a machine organism of immense scale, its mind an ancient, digital construct woven into its very being. Borg nanoprobes struggled to break down and incorporate Reaper biomass, which was alien even by their vast knowledge base. When a Borg cube grappled a destroyer-class Reaper, the resulting feedback loop of incomprehensible data and raw, destructive energy was immense. The Reaper, for its part, would unleash its full destructive power, focusing particle beams and kinetic barriers. Seeing the Borg as a virus, an unwanted variable in its sacred cycle, the battlefields became zones of utter devastation. Sovereign-class Reapers, with their devastating main cannons, could obliterate Borg cubes, but often at a significant cost in resources and time. The Borg, with their rapid adaptation, would quickly develop countermeasures, shielding against Reaper particle beams or targeting their weak points. If a Borg sphere managed to penetrate a Reaper's hull, the internal chaos was immense as drones swarmed, attempting to assimilate core systems and organic components, only to be met by swarms of husks and other Reaper-indoctrinated creatures. The phrase "resistance is futile" was met with "you cannot grasp the true form of my attack." The galaxy witnessed an unprecedented, terrifying stalemate of cosmic wills. The galaxy's desperate choice, a double helix of doom. For the races of the Mass Effect galaxy, the arrival of the Borg presented a horrifying dilemma. Do they fight both, assuring their own annihilation? Do they try to ally with one against the other? The alliance, The Turian hierarchy, the Asari republics, and even the Krogans found themselves caught between two unspeakable horrors. Commander Shepard, battling on two fronts, often had to make impossible choices. Divert fleets to defend against a Borg incursion, knowing it meant sacrificing a system to the Reapers or vice versa. Some desperate factions, like the Geth, offer a unique perspective. Their own collective consciousness made them inherently resistant to indoctrination, and their synthetic nature provided a baseline immunity to some Borg nanoprobes. However, the Borg saw the Geth as prime targets for perfection, their network minds a valuable addition to Collective. This led to brutal, silent wars between Geth platforms and Borg drones, a chilling echo of the organic struggles. New technologies began to emerge from the desperation. Scientists raced to understand Borg assimilation tech, to weaponize it against the Reapers, or to develop anti-nanoprobe defenses. Engineers tried to reverse engineer Reaper dampening fields to disrupt Borg communications. The lines between predator and prey, ally and enemy, blurred into a terrifying, unpredictable tapestry. Humanity, with its history of adaptation and ingenuity, often found itself at the forefront of these desperate innovations, ironically becoming more perfected through sheer necessity than the Borg could ever force. The aftermath, a galaxy transformed. The war raged on, a chaotic symphony of destruction. Planets were not merely harvested or assimilated, but utterly consumed in the crossfire. Entire star systems became desolate junkyards of destroyed Reaper husks and shattered Borg cubes. The scale of the conflict dwarfed any previous galactic war. If the Reapers ultimately prevailed, the galaxy would be harvested, and its civilizations would be forged into the next generation of monstrous machines, serving the ancient cycle. If the Borg won, the galaxy would become a vast, unified collective, every distinct thought, every individual identity, subsumed into a single, sterile perfection. Organic life, as it was known, would cease to exist, replaced by the relentless, all-consuming hum of the collective. However, the most terrifying outcome was a stalemate, or perhaps a fusion. Imagine a Borg-Reaper hybrid. Reapers imbued with Borg adaptation capabilities, or Borg cubes that could subtly indoctrinate and control local populations, blending the horrors of both. The galaxy would be forever transformed, a landscape of hybrid horrors, with only scattered pockets of desperate resistance clinging to the last vestiges of individuality and freedom. The cycle might be broken, but at what unfathomable cost? The future was not about survival, but about choosing which ultimate horror would reign supreme.